Listen to them. Children of the night. What music they make.
Vampires are appealing to me because they're mysterious and dangerous.
I'd like to imagine most people see vampires as kind of like zombies, as things that could never really happen, as it doesn't make much sense, and they just see them as blood-sucking weirdos.
During the Romantic era, vampires were seen as a sort of demonic forbidden lover, changing the perception of these creatures from terrifying to alluring. But the question that comes into play of this is why?
I find vampires attractive, generally. Like, how they're portrayed in movies is what probably has sold it for me. Are we talking male or female? Female vampires are generally like dark and mysterious, kind of like, they're like that deep breath kind of attractive, you know what I mean?
Sexologists have concluded that scary moments stimulate one's sexual desire, therefore making vampires the perfect catalyst for a romantic character. The idea of a compelling, gothic, martyred, seductive, and struggling outcast being in love with a human is one that strikes something within us psychologically. However, not everyone believes that such monstrous fictional characters should be sexualized as they are. Although pop culture has created a heartthrob out of the vampire, vampires still hold their hellish nature in the game called Vampire the Masquerade.
Vampire the Masquerade is a tabletop game, so like a board game, but it's taken a lot more seriously and has these written backstories of all these different vampire clans. People see vampires as just blood-sucking weirdos that are repelled by garlic and can get staked. Whereas in something like Vampire the Masquerade, each clan has been written out with its own backstory in ways that they could actually exist and it would make sense.
Knowing what we know today, modern individuals are aware that the idea of vampirism in history was manifested by fear of the unknown and little knowledge of human composition as well as illness. However, vampires still live on within pop culture, something that even bodily destruction could not prevent.
So vampires in general are a very dark, gothic concept to humanity that it's interesting enough for people to fantasize about. But fantasizing to the point of romanticizing them and being attracted to them can make sense, but sometimes that is overblown.
The idea of vampirism arose from the minds of early individuals who lived before the birth of Christ, and thus continued to thrive within the natural fear of humans.
I know vampires are very old, in both literally and in mythology. They come from a place of fear, you know? They come from people's fears back in the day, back in the Middle Ages. People didn't want to be, you know, have their blood sucked out because they needed their blood to live.
Although the vampire hysteria among occult fans is relatively subduing with time, a new monster will enter the gates of our excitement. Perhaps another undead creature. Perhaps another hungry beast.